Chapter 1. 2 weeks in Valencia. The Mediterranean sun painted the old streets of Valencia gold when Sofia Parker stepped out of the taxi. At 21, Sofia had crossed the Atlantic from Boston, carrying 2 suitcases, a laptop full of ideas, and a notebook crowded with sketches of future businesses she hoped to build someday. She had been selected for one of the most prestigious international tourism programs, hosted by University of Valencia. For 2 weeks, students from 128 countries would work together on a challenge unlike any other: design the future of tourism. The winning team would receive mentorship and sponsorship opportunities from partners connected to the United Nations World Tourism Organization. The stakes were enormous. The participants were brilliant, and Sofia intended to win. Then she met Luca Moretti. Luca arrived 30 minutes late to orientation. He pushed open the auditorium doors, carrying an espresso and absolutely no concern for the 100 students already seated. Tall, dark hair, sharp jawline, the effortless confidence of someone who believed the future already belonged to him. Sofia rolled her eyes. "Typical Italian," she whispered. Unfortunately, he heard her. He sat beside her. "Typical American," he replied. She laughed despite herself. And that was the beginning. The following morning, the participants were divided into project groups. Fate, or perhaps cruel comedy, placed Luca and Sofia together. Alongside them were students from Kenya, Japan, Brazil, Morocco, India, Norway, South Korea, New Zealand, and dozens of other countries. Their challenge: create a tourism model that would connect cultures while reducing environmental impact. The project was called Crossroads, an ambitious name for an ambitious dream. Luca immediately wanted to lead. Sofia immediately disagreed. Their first meeting nearly became a diplomatic incident. "You think too much," Luca said. "You don't think enough," Sofia replied. Their teammates watched like spectators at a tennis match. Yet somehow, every argument made them more fascinated with each other. Over the next few days, Valencia became their classroom. They studied sustainable tourism sites, interviewed local business owners, explored historic districts, collected data, prepared presentations. But what they remembered most were the moments in between. The walk through narrow streets after sunset, the conversations over late-night coffee, the laughter shared while getting hopelessly lost near the old city walls. Every day ended later than the last. Neither wanted to say goodnight. One evening their group worked until midnight. Everyone eventually left. Everyone except Luca and Sofia. The campus courtyard was quiet. A fountain splashed softly nearby. Orange blossoms scented the warm Spanish air. Luca closed his laptop. "For someone who claims she doesn't like me," he said, smiling, "you spend a lot of time with me." Sofia looked away. "For someone who's obsessed with winning, you spend a lot of time distracting me." He laughed. The sound made her smile. Neither noticed how close they had moved. Neither wanted to move away. Chapter 2. Valencia Nights. The next weekend, the program organized a cultural evening. Music filled the streets. Students danced beneath strings of lights. Languages mixed together like music. Spanish, Italian, English, Arabic, French, Hindi, Mandarin. 100 accents. 100 stories. One city. One unforgettable night. Luca found Sofia standing alone, overlooking the illuminated city. For once, she wasn't talking, wasn't planning, wasn't solving problems. She was simply watching. "Beautiful," he said. "The city?" He shook his head. She felt her heart stumble. For a moment neither spoke, because both understood something dangerous. They had known each other only 1 week, yet it felt like much longer. long enough to matter, long enough to hurt. 2 weeks, Sofia whispered. What? That's all we have. Luca looked toward the city lights. Italy waited for him after the program. America waited for her. Different continents, different futures, different lives. The sensible thing would be to stop, to keep things professional, to focus on the competition, to protect themselves. Instead, Luca reached for her hand, and she let him. They spent the following days pretending they weren't falling in love, pretending every glance didn't linger too long, pretending every goodbye wasn't difficult, pretending every touch didn't leave a mark. Their teammates noticed immediately. The students from Brazil started taking bets. The Japanese student declared they were already a couple. The Kenyan participant called them the tourism ambassadors of romance. Both denied everything. No one believed them. Chapter 3. The final presentation. The final day arrived too quickly. The auditorium overflowed with industry leaders, professors and tourism executives. Months of preparation would normally go into projects like these. They had only 12 days. Yet somehow their team had built something extraordinary. A platform connecting local communities directly with travelers while rewarding sustainable choices. Crossroads. A future where tourism benefited everyone, not just visitors. The destinations too. When Sofia stepped on stage, she felt nervous for the first time. Not because of the presentation, because tomorrow she would leave. Tomorrow Luca would leave. Tomorrow this story would become a memory. Their presentation was flawless. Data, innovation, passion, vision. Everything came together. When they finished, the room erupted in applause. Hours later, the winners were announced. Their team had won. Everyone celebrated. Photographs. Champagne. Congratulations. Future opportunities. 1,000 dreams opening at once. Yet amid the celebration, Luca searched only for Sofia. He found her outside, standing beneath the warm Valencia night sky, the same place where everything had begun. We won, he said. We did. Neither smiled, because both knew what came next. Airports, flights, distance, reality. Luca stepped closer. What if this isn't the end? Sofia laughed softly. You live in Italy. You live in America. Exactly. He shook his head. No, that's geography. She looked at him. And what are we? Luca smiled. A decision. For a long moment neither spoke. Then Sofia kissed him. Not because it was practical. Not because it was easy. But because some moments deserve to exist exactly as they are. Without fear. Without plans. Without guarantees. Above them, Valencia glowed. Around them, students from 128 countries celebrated the future. And for one perfect night, neither Luca nor Sofia worried about tomorrow. They didn't think about airports, or oceans, or distance. They thought only about the present, about the city, about the dream they had built together, and about the impossible truth that sometimes 2 weeks can change an entire life. The end.